China is going to tax condoms to try to raise the birth rate. The famous Italian singer Pavarotti's widow is not pleased with where they put her husband's statue. And a man tries to save a raccoon and gets bit in the face while driving, goes to the hospital for rabies shots, refuses to give his real name. These are the weird stories on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast. That's right, I got a monopoly on weird news right here, 5 days a week for you, for your enjoyment. Listen. China is adding a tax to condoms as they work to boost birth rates. China will impose a value-added tax on contraceptive drugs and devices, including condoms. I've never heard a condom referred to as a device, but sure, I'll roll with it. I'll call it a device. A device for your wiener. Do you happen to have an anti-pregnancy device for my wiener? It all makes sense, guys. It all makes sense. It says for the first time in 3 decades, China has done this. Their latest bid to reverse plunging birth rates that threaten to further slow the economy down. They're so obsessed with this population slowing the economy down. Just chill, China. Just wait like 5 years. Half of the jobs will be unavailable for humans because they'll be going to robots and artificial intelligence programs. Although they're not going to have consumers. I think that's the problem, right? But, the rest of the world is your big consumer anyways, China. Leave it to the rest of us. We're going to buy that crap that you're making over there. The U.S. loves it. Can't get enough of that crap. I don't even know why I should give a damn about China's problems. Yeah, you guys do what you do. Do what you do. It's been working forever. The last very stern child policy worked out well, as we all saw. Okay, let's get information about the contraceptive device tax. Under the newly revised VAT, value-added tax law, consumers will pay a 13% levy on items that had been VAT exempt since 1993 when China enforced a strict one-child policy and actively promoted birth control at that time. Oh, so they're just adding the tax that they originally took away for when they had the one-child policy a long time ago. I don't know what took them so long. I mean, you would have think this would have been the first thing that they would try to boost the birth rate rather than their state-sponsored dating app. Was that China or Japan? One of these countries had a state-sponsored dating app where the state was going to help you find some long-lasting love. I'm sure that worked out well. The article says, at the same time, there's new incentives for prospective parents by exempting childcare services from nurseries to kindergartens, as well as elder care institutions, disability service providers, and marriage-related services. These changes take effect next month. Yeah, it sounds like these programs might have a positive effect for your outcome. Offer some free childcare. Yeah, people would be more apt to have babies. The price of childcare is outrageous in the U.S., and I think that prevents a lot of people from having babies. I don't know about this condom tax. I don't see how that's going to really have an impact at all. I mean, what person is out there thinking, I can't really afford a condom, but I can afford a baby. Yeah, that makes sense. What's the cost to raise a child? What, $1.3 million? I don't know. I'm just going to say 50 cents for now, I mean, we'll just see if my life has changed forever from this decision. I mean, who has that kind of rationale? Only a moron would think this way. So you want morons to procreate out there? Is that what you want? Morons not using condoms? If you want just dumb consumers, I guess morons procreating is the way to do it. Because, truly an unaware person can't see that any tax is still cheaper than those costly little humans with the abnormally large heads, those babies that people want to have for some reason. They want to push them out their bodies. I don't understand it. Worst pain you'll ever have in your life, and they take all your money. Now, the article has some stats about China's rapidly changing demographic, with just 9.54 million births in 2024. That was barely half of the 18.8 million registered nearly a decade ago when the one-child policy was lifted. Beijing has rolled out a series of pro-natalist policies in response, from offering cash handouts to improving childcare services and extending paternity and maternity leave. Because 1 billion isn't enough, apparently. 1 billion people, that's just not enough. That doesn't make any sense to me, but okay. It says China's attempts to reverse the birth rate are running into a basic hurdle. Oh, here's the basic hurdle. Can we guess what it is, guys? China is a very expensive country in which to bring up children. Ta-da! Yeah. Welcome to the modern world. Every country, it's expensive and pricey to bring up children. Where have you been? This is the main reason why Americans aren't doing it. So you want children? Well, it's very clear what you need to do as a government. We're talking major subsidizations. We're talking free everything. You're going to offer me some free health care? Yeah, maybe I'll come to the table. I'll talk about reversing my vasectomy at some point if we're talking free health care. But seriously, is that ever going to happen? Hell no. They barely give mothers maternity leave in the U.S. It's like a big deal. We'll give you 3 weeks. Oh, gee, thanks. Yeah, this China condom tax isn't going to move the needle at all as far as the birth rate goes. The needle it will move is probably an uptick in the STDs in your area over there. Has anyone thought about that disaster? Yeah, you tax condoms, you're going to have more STDs. Also, if you tax condoms, the price for being with a lady of the night will go up as well. No one's probably talking about that. Italy has just displayed a Pavarotti statue, and the family is not pleased. An Italian mayor had to just apologize to the family of deceased opera star Luciano Pavarotti after the town of Pesaro encased a statue honoring the late singer within a Christmas ice rink, which in itself is, kind of an honor to be in an ice rink, in the center of an ice rink so people can skate around you. The problem is the statue sunk into the ice and you can only see him above his knees. So it looks like he's embedded inside the ice in the middle of the rink. It's sort of a, cold thing to do to a guy, to an Italian hero. Quite frigid, really. And so I'm sure some people are in hot water over this. Let's keep reading and find out. Do we know who Pavarotti is? First of all, I might have some young listeners who have no idea who Luciano Pavarotti is. Probably, I don't know, the most famous opera singer in the past century or so. You probably have heard some of his hits. He was famous for that song, You're Taking Me to the Point of No Return. Oh. He also had that other jam. You probably heard it. It goes, Run to the hills, run for your life. But his biggest hit, and the reason why he was put in the center of an ice rink, is a song many of you have heard before. It goes, Ice, ice, baby, ice, ice, baby. So now that you are familiar with Pavarotti's body of work, we have here in the story the singer's widow. She's not pleased. Her name is, she has an amazing Italian name. Her name is Nicoletta Mantovani. Hey, Nicoletta Mantovani. She told the media she was very angry and upset at what she called the decision to, quote, ridicule her late husband. Reason being that he is in the center of this temporary ice rink that's located in the town's piazza. He is knee-deep in the ice. That's the issue. In response, Mayor Andrea Biancani, another great Italian name, Andrea Biancani, said that he didn't mean to offend anybody and admitted that his counsel had made a mistake. Well, can't you fix it? I mean, can't you just get him up on a platform or maybe take him out of the ice, put him on the edge of the ice rink? I don't know. With a Christmas wreath around his head? Wreath? Reefer. It says here, before the ice rink was open, November 29th, the town's mayor posted an image of Pavarotti's statue playing ice hockey. It was a doctored image using AI with the hashtag De un cinque a Pavarotti, which translates to give a high five to Pavarotti. All right, and you didn't clear that with the family either? You just posted an AI image of this beloved Italian opera singer high-fiving a hockey player? Here's a quote from his wife who's, justifiably pissed off. She said, I didn't expect the town would allow this treatment of the memory and the image of a person who made Italy great around the world. It says what adds to it is that the couple often holidayed in Pesaro, where Pavarotti had a villa and was actually an honorary citizen. So, I mean, their intentions are good. They want to honor him. And it sounds like they allowed a Gen Z person to handle the unrolling of this. Okay, we're gonna take. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take Pavarotti, the statue, and just stick it in the middle of the ice, right? So people can just skate around it and take selfies with it. And then we're gonna make a photo of him in a hockey suit, high fiving another hockey player, after scoring a goal. We're going to do it all in AI. It's going to be like totally cool. We're going to make Pavarotti look so dope. It's going to be fire, bro. Fire. Now, the mayor was asked what he's going to do about this, and he said, believe it or not, it was not possible to dismantle the rink or even move the statue of Pavarotti at this late stage, but insisted that it would not happen again. Of course, well, this is what you get from, the mayor who probably takes naps during the day and drinks a crap ton of wine. The article ends with some information about Pavarotti, saying that he is widely known as one of the most successful opera stars of all time. He was an Italian tenor. His final performance was at the opening of the Winter Olympics in 2006. He died the following year at the age of 71. He left behind 4 daughters from his 2 marriages. Miss Montavani was his second wife. She's probably not the only one that's pretty exacerbated about the decision to display Pavarotti in such a strange way. When you get a chance, Google this and check out the image of him in the ice. He's embedded in there. It kind of looks like he's busting through the ice, like he's just broke through the ice. Here's Pavarotti. Ooh.
With Black Friday savings at the Home Depot, you can get up to $1,400 off, plus get free delivery on select appliances like LG, America's most reliable line of appliances. Check out the newest LG refrigerator with new mini craft ice, straight from the dispenser. Shop Black Friday savings on select LG appliances, plus get free delivery now at the Home Depot. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $396 or more. Offer valid 11/5 through 12/3. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
A Georgia man tries to rescue a raccoon, gets bit in the face while driving, later finds out it has rabies, goes to the hospital, gives a fake name. These are all the details of this story. It sounds kind of wild, more like a Florida story than a Georgia story. A Cherokee County man's attempt to rescue an injured raccoon spiraled into a bizarre and dangerous rabies scare. Just reminding you not to get too close to nature. I mean, raccoons are so adorable, right? We all know that. We love them. They kind of have little human hands, very cute little human-like hands, which makes us think that we could connect with them, but, it's pretty common knowledge not to interact with them as best practices because, rabies is a thing, or they could bite off your thumb, take a wee-wee on your baby. They're capable of who knows what. They're pretty wild. And they don't make great pickleball partners, I can tell you that much. Now, according to the officials, this man found the raccoon vocalizing in the road. Vocalizing? What could that mean? Singing karaoke in the road? I had no idea raccoons were so fun. After hours. What do you think a raccoon's go-to karaoke song is going to be? I want candy. So let's go back to the play-by-play. The man finds the raccoon vocalizing in the road. I assume he means crying, moaning. Lacking anything to keep the raccoon isolated, he wrapped the raccoon in his coat, held it against his chest for more than an hour while driving to the nature center. Okay, so he picks up the raccoon in a coat, puts it against his chest, gets behind the wheel, starts driving with the raccoon on his chest inside a coat. Hey, ladies, here's a man without trust issues. Hey, what do you say? Put a ring on it after he gets his shots. But that, then keep an ey on him because eventually he's gonna bring home a muskrat with Down syndrome or something. Muskrat with Down syndrome. I don't know why I said that. Oh, hey, back to the drive, the play-by-play of this not too bright individual. But who cares? Who cares about nature? During the drive, the raccoon, of course, freed its head from the jacket and then bit the man on the face and on the hands while he was driving. Well, you thought you had a bad day. Have you been bit in the face by a raccoon while you're trying to navigate the roadways at night? I mean, bite in the face of all places. I mean, well, that's one way to express train the rabies right to your brain. Now, it says here, after the man was bit by the raccoon, you would think that he would pull over and kick it out the door. No. He somehow secured the raccoon in a blanket with duct tape. Just couldn't give up. And I'm trying to love you. Won't you let me love you? Why won't you let me love you? He then proceeded to go to the nature center, arriving an hour before its wildlife clinic opened. Children were arriving simultaneously for a day camp at the nature center. That's great. Mommy, why is that man holding a raccoon and bleeding out of his forehead? The staff met the man in the parking lot and insisted that he seek medical treatment immediately while they secured the raccoon. The staff says after, quote, much forceful insistence, he finally agreed to go get checked out at the hospital. Why wouldn't you want to go to the hospital? You just got bit in the eyeball by a raccoon. You know what they might have. I mean, alarms should go off, but, some people just don't They're 5 short of a 6-pack. I can't believe this isn't a Florida man. A nearby vet hospital agreed to accept the raccoon for the euthanasia and then testing. Yeah, you got to test him for rabies because he bit a guy, and you can only do that after they're dead, basically, right? That's sort of the protocol. They kill the animal, then test it. So sad. Now, within 48 hours, they say test results confirmed the raccoon did indeed test positive for rabies. Yikes. Nightmare unlocked. Getting bit in the face by a raccoon while driving and then contracting rabies. The worst. The man did go to the hospital after he was told to. This guy just doesn't want to go get treatment. He refused to provide his real name and gave the hospital a fake phone number. What's going on here? Is this guy a fugitive of some sort? If you're a fugitive, man, you can't just be picking up wildlife. That draws attention to yourself. What's wrong with you? You got to lay low, dude. Lay low. Have some self-control, bro, for your own safety. Lay off the critter trapping until you get to your lair, dude. No, he's obviously not a fugitive, but maybe he's married to a possum and didn't want to get caught hanging out with a raccoon late at night. The article ends with officials stressing the importance of calling licensed wildlife rehabilitators before intervening and warn that untreated rabies in humans is almost always deadly. Yeah, it's like 100% deadly if it's untreated. There's no doubt about that. I mean, unless you talk to RFK Jr. and then, but that guy's living with brain worms. So, I mean, we're really going to trust him? So hopefully this guy goes and gets his shots, I mean, I'm sure he will. He seems responsible and level-headed, the sort of guy that's going to keep all his appointments for all 4 to 5 shots to the belly or whatever they do. Why do I have a feeling this isn't going to end well?
Doug. Here we have the Limu Emu in its natural habitat, helping people customize their car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Fascinating. It's accompanied by his natural ally, Doug.
Limu? Is that guy with the binoculars watching us?
Cut the camera. They see us.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Hello, everybody. This is your host and your friend Jonesy here. I just want to thank you for spending some time with me in the podcast. I'm going to keep this one under 20, keep it brief for you. I know you're busy. You got things to do, holiday shopping and whatnot, I'm sure. Let's give a shout out to Chris Elliott, who just upped his membership on the Patreon. He's been a member of the Patreon for a while, buying me a coffee every month. But he's decided to up his Patreon membership, which means give Jonesy more support, more money, which is amazing. And around the holidays, I'm just grateful. So I wanted to let Chris Elliott know. I'm also going to send him a DM on the Patreon. Yeah, you can DM me on the Patreon. We can have discussions. I'm talking to people in there. You can talk to the other weirdos in there too. There's a lovely crowd of people in there, just lovely citizens. Now, if you would like to join them and these other big time weirdos in there, I would say they're like upper level weirdos, fans of the show, then go to patreon.com/weirdafnews or go to weirdafnews.com, and that's the way to do it. I got a bunch of messages. People sending me the story about the drunk raccoon breaking into liquor store, passing out in the bathroom. I want to say like maybe 10 of you sent me this story. I'm so sorry I didn't do that story. I did another raccoon related story because the other one really is, you can only really get it unless you watch the video. Like, it's funny when you watch the video of the raccoon passing out, drinking booze, passing out drunk, but in my opinion, it was more of a visual story. This is an audio only podcast, but it was adorable. But let's be careful and cautious about these raccoons. That story about the raccoon getting drunk makes them look like they're really fun party animals that you want to chill with on New Year's. No. You have to be careful with these things. These little critters are deadly. And they're famously rude as well. They've been known to routinely wave their private parts at your auntie. And you can't really have that in your life, can you? All right, that's my word of advice for you. Jonesy's advice. My free advice. It's not always good advice, but it's sometimes it's spot on. Spot on. I could give advice to listeners if you guys would be into that. Would you guys want me to do a whole episode on answering your questions about what to do in life? Advice from Jonesy. Tell me your situation and I'll tell you what to do. Would you be into that? If so, I don't know. Let me know. Maybe I'll put out a thing where people can just send me questions and ask me things, and I'll tell you what I think. I mean, there's some hubris in this statement where I think that my listeners want to know what I think about their situation and that I could actually wisely deliver advice. But I mean, you're coming to the podcast for something. I don't think it's so much the weird news. Some of it is that, but then a lot of it is me. So do you want me to advise you? You got questions? Anyways, let's see if anybody sends any. It's funnyjones@gmail.com. Send me whatever. All right, I'm going to let you go. Have a wonderful day.